You need to be on social media if you are a business or a personal brand. From 2025 and beyond, this is the place to be. So, hello, my name is Joanna Fatonji. I am a strategic consultant for women in corporate and in business. And today I want to dive deep with you into the psychology of why you need to be on social media. You really can't afford to not be on social media anymore because, number one, people and brands want to make money. That is the ultimate goal in capitalism. And we are in capitalism. I always want to put it into the context of capitalism. And in order to create a better life for yourself, meaning more power, more privilege, more time freedom, you need more resources, AKA money, but also social capital. People need to see you. People need to know you, hear you, like you, and trust that you can do what it is that they want you to do, because ultimately you are a service provider. Because the two human motivations why people do things is to gain power and privilege, and everybody wants to get ahead. So if you are somebody who knows that you can provide value, whether you are a single person, aka a personal brand, meaning you are one person, you are a consultant, no matter which industry you're in, but you have knowledge, wisdom, and expertise that actually helps people to create solutions to their problems. You need to be on social media in order to share yourself, share who you are, share your story, share your expertise, and showcase a little bit of your talent on how to strategize and help people get the results that they're looking for. And the same thing ultimately with a business. If you consider yourself a business owner and you have a larger operation, not only you as a one person brand, you still want to be on social media, because where is the attention of the time? It is here. We have left the times where people consume television. Who still watches TV? Today we are at Netflix, Amazon Prime, all of those streaming services, right? So nobody really watches conventional TV anymore. Nobody really pays attention to the magazines or the yellow pages or the billboards, even though those streams of marketing and PR still exist. Social media is where it's at. So if you are somebody who wants to make money sharing your expertise, you need to be on social media, and you can't afford to not be. And again, I just want to break it down. I know you probably can't read this, but it says why money is being made on social media, especially YouTube. Because number one, every business wants to make money. Every business needs to make money. Otherwise, it's not a business, it's a hobby. Okay. Number two, in order to create a good foundation, and we over here, we speak about sustainable business. Okay. No hit and run, no exploitation, no ripoff. Okay. You want to create a sustainable business, which means you create value for people. In order for people to give you money, they need to know, like, and trust that you can create the results that they're looking for. So, number two, people give money to people that they know, like, and ultimately trust that they can create the result that these people are looking for. Okay. You have to be able to be effective and help people get the result that they're looking for. And it's important, again, to have those two fundamental understandings. And it is that people are always motivated by two forces, and that is the gain of power and privilege in the hierarchy of capitalism, racism, and patriarchy. Okay, so people want to gain more power and privilege in this capitalistic system that we live in. And what is power and privilege? Power is the ability to affect something, to affect change, to make people do things, take action on their behalf, on the behalf of their mission, but also in order to give them money, right? Power to influence. And that is the next thing that we are going to talk about. People want to have power and privilege. Privilege is quality of life, having more resources, right? Having more resources, money, time, people to create a more desirable life, a more privileged life, a more life of leisure, of travel, of quality of life. Everybody is primarily motivated by those two forces. So, with that in mind, we need to understand that, again, if you are somebody who wants to make money, if you consider yourself a business person, a business is only a business when it makes money. Otherwise, it's a hobby. Number two, people give money to people that they ultimately trust that they can create the change that they claim, because people are motivated by power and privilege to gain more. Number three, people give people money that they trust. And trust is built through, I put it down here, social capital. So that means people need to see that other people trust you too. That is how real trust is built. That is the power of perception. That is the power of networking, right? There's an, let me give you an example. People do business with people they trust. That's why it's so effective to introduce people to each other, which is a very big capitalistic or social advantage. If you know good people, you have to know that this is your capital, right? Your network is your net worth, right? And if people know that you have good other powerful people around you, they will want to associate with you, meaning they will want to do business with you. So, in order for your business to thrive, you have to gain trust. And one way to gain trust is social media, is to get online, is to show who you are, is to showcase your expertise, is to show a little bit about who you are as a person as well, because people do business with people, not only the expertise, but also the person behind it, to a larger or lesser extent, because ultimately, again, the goal here is that people are only looking for their own benefit, and that's fine. If you can deliver that, you are on the bright side. So, very important that you are seen, that you are seen, that you're heard, that people see you and learn to trust you, because you dare to be online where everybody can see you and where you have to prove that you actually earn your keep. Okay? You have to understand that people trust people who have a social network, who are socially accepted, who are popular, because only popular people have a large network. You have to have some kind of charisma. You have to be somebody that people like in order to want to associate with you. The next thing I wrote down here under three, you have to show, not tell. Show, not tell. People can talk a lot. I have been in sales for now over 15 years. I have always been a sales girly. I don't know how it came about, but I've always learned from my mother, who was a salesperson. She has always been a leader. So I started selling books when I was very young, and then I continued to sell my own services in braiding hair. Later on, I sold like financial advising packages. I was part of an MLM. I will one day speak about that online as well. I then got into corporate and became a sales manager for different big companies. So I know sales and I know how it comes about. And people have always told me I'm a very trustworthy person. And I know that because I truly am. So, but again, it's about showing, not telling, right? So you need to show people who you are. So if you're really about that life, you show up. Right? You show up on social media. You have something to share. You have something to tell. You show up as the brand that you want to represent, right? I always like to talk about social perception. You can influence how people see you. You are the brand, you are the product. So it comes down, I will speak about it. It comes down to how you present yourself, the way you look, the way you dress, the way you move, the way you speak. You will have to build that. You will have to build that in order. Again, it's not about necessarily only being liked, even though that's a factor. No like trust factor is a big thing in business building, in brand building, in social capital building. But ultimately, that's what I believe. People trust. They don't have to know you, they don't have to necessarily like you, but they have to trust that you are going to be able to make it work for them. Because again, people are motivated by two things, and these are selfish things, which is okay. Selfish in terms of how can I gain more power? How can I gain more privilege? Because everybody wants to get ahead in life and people need you in order to get ahead. So people need to trust that you're able to do what it is that you say that you do. And you have to show it, not just talk about it. Okay? Go. And number four, it all builds upon each other. And still, it's about trust because there is nothing really else. So, number four for me, again, we're speaking about the context of why money is being made on social media, especially on YouTube. Number two thing that people are most afraid of is public speaking. Can you imagine? Most people are afraid of death and then public speaking. So, social media, especially YouTube, which is a long form content style, builds credibility, right? Social capital, social trust. People like that. People want to consume you. They want to, I call it sample. People want to sample you. They want to get a taste of you, the way you show them how you can create results for them. And the more you create, the more output you create, the more videos you create, the more opportunity you have to show people how effective you are in creating results for them in their pursuit of power and privilege, right? Because that is what people want. So you want to position yourself as the expert. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to build this portfolio because that is what YouTube is. You show that you can speak, that you're eloquent, that you have power, that you have privilege, that you've used it for yourself, that you are ahead in this life. You are one rung up the ladder, right? You are climbing the hierarchy of social power and privilege, and you can show people how to do that too. And if you can do that, you come on, you show yourself, you create value for people, you enlighten them, right? You show them what you see, what you know about them, how you can help them by showcasing that you really know their pain points, that you really know what they're going through. And you can do that. The more content you create, the more you showcase your abilities to affect change and to create results for them, the more people will trust you. And this is your portfolio of advertising, of your marketing, right? Of your personal PR, of your brand building. So this is how you become a one person brand, a personal brand that people know, like, and especially trust. Trust for them, that you trust that you can create change for the people that are looking for you. Because again, people don't want to be friends, people want to create change in their own lives. So if you are a change maker, if you are a coach, a consultant, and you know that you can change someone else's lives by your perspective, your expertise, something that you have overcome, something that you have changed in your life, something that got you one rung up the ladder on the pursuit of power and privilege, package that. If you are that person and you want to know how the system runs in the background, because one thing that needs to happen after you created multiple touch points, right? Multiple touch points. You created how people can experience you, perceive you online, and get to trust you is that you convert them into clients. This is where the transaction happens. I'm a very big fan of transaction because this is value for value exchange, right? You have the value that you already showcased. And now, if somebody actually really wants to have a custom made, because this is what we're talking about, there's no one solution fits all. No, people are complex, holistic systems. And everybody who understands that knows that they need personalized solutions. So, if you have a personalized solution for your clients, you invite them into your personal spaces, into your containers. Yeah. So this is what you do. This is where the transaction happens. The more touch points you have with your potential client, the more they can experience you, the more they build this trust, this know, like, trust factor, and the more willing they are to pay you for your services so you can bring them into your personal spaces and actually customize solutions for their problems to get ahead in their life and to strategize for power, privilege, and progress. So, if you want to know more because you are that professional and you want to actually build systems that will help you to get ahead, contact me. You find the links in the description box down below. The first entry point is the Skool membership. This is where you become part of a community of like minded women who are willing to do the work that it takes in order to get ahead in this capitalistic system, to do the work, work on themselves, work on their presentation, work on their speaking skills, and to present themselves online so they can actually create the social capital, build the touch points, and also build trust on a platform that works for you. And if you are further ahead on your journey and you really want to dive all into working with me one on one, the link is also down below. Fill out the form, apply. There's a waiting list for the next cohort to start. So I'm looking forward to see you in my programs, in the community, and in the next video. Until then, bye.